Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This week I'm going to be doing an updated BB24 rankings. I mentioned doing a video like this a while back. This will be my third time doing some rankings for Big Brother this year. I did one preseason, so just based off of all the house guest vibes and all that. Then I did one about halfway-ish through the season. And now I'm doing it based on the end of the season. So I'm going to tell you guys all the rankings, so my preseason rankings, halfway, and all that, and pretty much compare them and see how different they are now that the show is over. So first I will talk about my preseason rankings, but first I do want to give a shout out to my amazing boyfriend Isaac. I love you and I miss you. So let's just jump right into it. So first, my preseason rankings. So at the first one was Jasmine. I really love Jasmine and her vibes, but during the season that was really wrong. Number 2, Taylor. She didn't really change much except she went higher. I mean, the highest you can go other than 2 is 1, so that kind of explains it. Number 3 is Turner. Number 4 was Daniel. 5 was Terrence. Then it was Joseph, which Joseph was at number 6, but now he's like up there with Taylor, so that kind of explains it as well. Number 7 was Michael. 8 was Paloma. 9 was Alyssa. 10 was Pooch. 11 was Amira. 12 was Brittany, 13 was Nicole, 14 was Indy, 15 was Monty, and 16 was Kyle. So for Nicole, Indy, Monty, and Kyle, I only put them that low on the preseason rankings because I wasn't getting much from them from their bios on the online. And Kyle, I don't know, I just wasn't getting much from either of them really. But yeah, the preseason rankings and the halfway rankings and the finale rankings are all they all changed drastically. So now on to my halfway rankings. First was Taylor. She didn't really change since then. Next was Turner, then Michael. 4th was Brittany, then Pooch. Number 6 was Kyle. So obviously he went from my least favorite preseason to halfway through the season. He was in my top 6. So 7 was Joseph, 8 was Terrence, 9 was Daniel, 10 was Jasmine, and she was my top favorite in preseason rankings, so, and halfway she was at number 10, so. Number 11 was Nicole, then it was Indy, then it was Monty. Halfway through the season I wasn't getting much from him. I never got much from Monty until towards the end of the season when he started winning comps. Then I was like, okay, I actually kind of like this guy. Then it was Amira, 15 was Alyssa, and then finally Paloma. Next was, I'm going to tell you guys my final rankings now. So these are my rankings now based on the entire season, not just certain parts of the season, so not just preseason, not halfway, nothing like that. These are just based on the finale and how I felt with the end of the finale and the entire season as a whole, if that makes sense. So first, Taylor. Obviously she won this year, and I think everybody wanted that aside from a few people on Facebook and stuff. But yeah, every time I logged on Twitter, everyone was talking about how Taylor should win, and she actually did, so that's great. Next was Joseph. Loved Joseph. I also wasn't getting too much from him, preseason and halfway through, but I still liked him. But yeah, when he started, he wasn't in an official alliance besides the leftovers with Taylor, but they started hanging around a lot, and I was like, yeah, Joseph is my guy. Love this guy. I really only liked, 4 or 5 house guests this year, and the rest they were just not for me. For me, if I say I don't like a certain house guest on Big Brother, it's not because them as people, because I don't know what they're like as people. It's just me saying that I don't like their game. So if I don't like a house guest, it's because of how they play the game and how they are as players, not as people, because again, I've never met them, so I wouldn't know what they're like as people. But anyway, number 3 was Turner. Loved Turner. I know a lot of people didn't like him. There was a period in time where I was like, do I like him or do I not? So I liked Turner. There was one point in the season where I liked Turner and I didn't like him at the same time. But then he became one of my favorites again, shortly after. He was also hilarious. Any segment with him and Jasmine, I just completely lost it at that. They were hilarious together. Next was Michael. Next was Pooch. A lot of people don't like Pooch, but I know he did say something about Taylor really early in the season before he was evicted, but I mean, I didn't have a problem with him, so he's actually in my top 5. So next is Monty, and next is Kyle. Now you can come at me if you want for putting Kyle at number 7, but at one point in the season when he started with the whole cookout thing, I'm not going to get into that. At that time, I was like, yeah, Kyle is like number 14. He's like way low, like back to the least, one of my least favorites. But then I realized how remorseful he was in what he said. I was like, okay, he seems so remorseful. Like I can't. So he's at my top 7 now. Because again, he seemed like super remorseful. He felt sorry for what he said. So I mean, he's in my top 7 now. Next is Jasmine. I only put her this high up because she was hilarious with Turner, and I definitely liked her more than the rest of these house guests. So, number 9 is Indy. I didn't like Indy during the season. I wasn't getting much from her preseason, like I said, and then at the beginning of the season to like halfway before she went to jury, I really didn't like Indy as a player. But then in jury, I started warming up to Indy. Same with Jasmine. I loved her preseason, like I said. And then up until when the show started, up until she got to jury, I was like, yeah, I don't really like her anymore. And then she got to jury, and during that time she and Indy were in jury, I started to like them both a lot more. So that's why they're so high. They're higher than they were before. 10 was Alyssa. I liked her more at the end of the season towards English. I liked her more at the end of the season than I did in the beginning. In the beginning of the season, I really didn't like Alyssa that much. And then about 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of the season, I kind of warmed up to her, but she still wasn't my favorite. 11 is Brittany. I liked her all season until towards the end of the season. Again, the same time around the time I started liking Alyssa. She just started acting kind of like, I don't want to say weird, but her gameplay just kind of like, it was kind of ridiculous kind of thing. I liked her more than a few house guests, though. I will say that. Number 12 was Amira. Number 13 is Nicole. Number 14 is Terrence. I almost called them parents. Goodness. Number 14 was Terrence. Number 15 was Paloma. And last but not least, Daniel. But yeah, those are all of my rankings. And yeah, so those are all my rankings and comparisons to each ranking, if that makes sense. This season, it was very chaotic, but I really enjoyed watching it, and of course, Taylor made history. She's the first black female winner to win in a regular season of Big Brother, and she is the first winner to also win America's Favorite House Guest, and so she got the most money from a single season of Big Brother ever. So I mean, in past seasons up until I think last year, the winner would always get, I think, $500,000, but ever since last year, the winner would get $750K for winning. And then, obviously, America's Favorite House Guest gets, what, I think, like $50,000. So, yeah, she walked away with $800,000. So, that's the most money any house guest has ever gotten on Big Brother. So, yeah, so she made history twice this year, so I'm very happy that she won, and congratulations to her, and congratulations to Monty for getting second place, and yeah, congratulations to all of them for being on Big Brother, because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Not everybody can say that they've been on the show. So anyway, that's it for this week's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up. Also, this is my last video before Vlogoween. Vlogoween is starting this Saturday. I still have to get a couple things for Vlogoween, like my backdrop. I don't have that yet. But yeah, I already have some videos planned. I did up a list on my phone of videos I'm going to make during Vlogoween. I don't have the entire list set up yet, but I know what I'm doing for the first few videos in Vlogoween this year. I think I know what I'm doing on day 1, so look out for that. But yeah, that starts on Saturday. I'm super excited, so if you have any requests, just let me know. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd like to see more content from me, and I will see you guys Saturday for Vlogoween day 1. Bye, guys.